Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Toya Maria J. It's your girl Toya, and in this video I'm going to talk about another interest of mine, and that interest is money. The reason why I want to really talk about this tonight or today or whenever you're watching is because it's concerning. I didn't grow up in a situation where I knew all about money. I had to learn some things, right? And there are a lot of things I still do not know, right? But what I know, I think I would want to share, or I would want to pass on. Something came to my attention. I saw it all over my news feed, and I'm like, okay, why not talk about it a bit? And the reason why I felt compelled to come and talk about this tonight is because of the issue with Takeoff. Really, I didn't know much about Takeoff. I'm not really into rock music or anything, but that's not even the purpose of this video. It's more about his debt and the assets that he left. Why is it concerning? On Google right now, if you search Takeoff debt or his assets, one of the things that you will see come up is that his family is fighting over who is supposed to get what. So his mother is fighting against his father and vice versa. And what is the reason for that? It's because Takeoff didn't have a will. There's no will that states what should be done to that money. So right now his assets go to, I guess, his family, and that being his mom and dad, and they're kind of rattling with each other to find out who gets what portion, or who gets certain portions. One party feel like they deserve this, another party feel like they deserve that. What can we learn from this? Guys, one thing we are extremely sure about in this life is that we will die, right? Why not make it easier for the persons that we're leaving behind? My pastor would normally say that is no respect of person, right? So you don't know when you're going to go, you don't know how you're going to go, you don't know. Some persons have the opportunity to know that, hey, I have this sickness or I have that sickness, and based on what the doctors say, I have this much time to live or whatnot, and I can make preparations as what to do for that time. For a lot of us, I don't feel like that is the case, right? So what should we do in that case? Prepare for your death. Prepare financially for your death. When we die, it shouldn't be our family that has to pay for or be responsible for or burial and all of that. I feel like, what you're living, you had the ability to work. You should have put things in place to ensure that, when I die, this is taken care of. My family don't have to run up and down, go beg Master, go beg Mrs. whoever, or be looking some kind of charity to be burying us. And I'm not saying this to bash anybody, because that's a lot of us reality, right? But this should be a wake-up call to all of us. We had like 26 million in assets, and the families right now, carrying everything to court because they can't come to a decision. But if they had made some will, or say, what, this is my money, this is how I want it to go. So in the event that I die, my mother get 10, my father get 10, this one gets 6, or something of that sort, then the issue, either it would have been a non-issue or it would have been less of an issue. And this, guys, can take years to resolve, or I don't know really, but I know it is not an easy process, and this is a very sensitive situation, right? And I feel like a lot of us are in the same position right now. If you look at our finances, it's, if we die today, where are our finances going tomorrow? No one knows, especially for us who are living in North America, because we have taxes, and it's just a whole lot. In Jamaica, I don't think it's as difficult, right? But it still makes sense to do it. I feel like we can always put something aside to make that happen. And it's not a case where like, oh, we're with pandit or anything like that. It's a case where it is going to happen. We have life, there is death that comes after. So I think we should do much more in preparing for that. That being said, some of the things I think we should have: life insurance. I feel like only naive person think like this. Oh, when I did, whoever left behind responsible for burying me. And that is the most selfish thing I I've ever heard. Because imagine a scenario where you have kids. Let's say you have 2 kids, so 4 of you in a household. You don't, neither of you have insurance. You're both working. Neither of you have insurance, life insurance. Neither of you have disability, anything like that. Let's say one of you pass on. The man pass on, right? What is left? Yeah, now you're down to a 1 income family, and that person have to now go to your mother and father if they are still living. Go to your mother, family, or other relative and try to find money to bury you. You see how that situation is, where you could have just saved, or you could have just insured a certain amount of money over time. So when that time comes, or if that time comes in a situation like that, you are able to put at ease on that family, because now what? You would have already put in place things to bury you, so she wouldn't have to run up and down and look for money. And then you may have left something for her and the kids in the event of you passing, so she would be okay even for a certain time. So it's so many things that happen. Remember when you did, it's just your life that stopped. Everybody else is still going on. So I feel like we should put much more preparation into us going. I know it's a sensitive topic. As I said, money is a topic that I love. Not necessarily because I love money or whatever, but it's a tool. It's something that we use every day. So the better we understand it, it's the better for us. Just ensure that things are being put in place in the event that you die. A life insurance is important. A will is important. Setting up your children or whoever you have as beneficiaries to some of your assets. Just these little things. And as I said, I didn't know a lot of these things. I had to learn it, right? And if you put your mind to learn something, you are going to learn. You might not know everything, but you know what? You will learn 1 or 2 things along the way. Everybody have a bank account. As long as you work, even before you work, you have a bank account. Speak to some of your bankers. Speak to some of the persons who work in a bank. If you have any investments, speak to people. People not gonna bite off your head or whatever if you go to them with certain information. Or even just YouTube, guys. It's like a university by itself. You can go on there and learn anything about taxing, Canadian wise or even Jamaican wise. I was going to YouTube and there were so many Jamaicans that were talking about money. No make this week pass and put that in place. As a matter of fact, the Christmas season is upon us. If you can't do it right now, ensure that it's your number 1 thing for 2023. Put in place some kind of insurance, life insurance for your family. Number 1 quote these days is, it's such an underrated blessing to actually go out and coming back to your house. Right? And that thing is no joke. We just never know. I heard somebody say one time that, death or funeral, it's not about us. It's really about the people that we're leaving behind that has to, clean up the thing. Because, we have a funeral and people come and people bow and shake your hands and all them good stuff. But then at the end of the day, it's your family, it's your children that are going to be there for the next year trying to work through financials for you, the next 2 years trying to go to court and whatever, trying to work through financials for you. It's them that are going to be grieving, and anything you can do to make that process easier, right? If you say that you can sort out your finances so that they're grieving over the loss of you, don't make them fight and cuss. Funeral time is the time when family just tear apart. And why? One of the main reasons is them always a fight over land, them always a fight over a house, them a fight over some money, what make? Because no plans not put in place on the person who dead. There was no plan that was in place to say, let's issue this money, right? So guys, consider that for the new year. That is my New Year's gift to you. To just get some knowledge in terms of these things, to open up your mind. Don't be closed-minded towards death. Open up your mind towards this and get things in place. All right, now that's it for me. Merry Christmas to you guys. I hope you have a wonderful new year and much blessings to come. I hope you have a very prosperous new year. I look down now and I see my t-shirt and I know it's outdated, but it's whatever. Bye guys, take care of yourself and one love.